you made that wonderful arrangement of Amazing Grace that I've played so much and recorded. And what I love about that is that you took this iconic old tune and you somehow infused it with new layers of meaning. Like there are ghosts in that arrangement. So I was so happy to come to you and ask you to help me reimagine another old American tune, this song called My Days Have Been So Wondrous Free. And this song is sometimes called the first American song. It was written in 1759 by Francis Hopkinson, who would become one of the founding fathers when he signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776. And so as we're heading into this celebration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of this country, I really wanted this song to be part of my reflection and my response to this moment.
It's a gorgeous little tune. Yeah. So I'm so grateful that you brought it to my attention.
And I knew that you could do something magical with it. You know, it's almost ironic. The title of the song, My Days Have Been So Wondrous Free, this song about freedom, a song that predates the independence of this nation, right? And yet that freedom that would be fought for was not universal. And so when we look back at that time, of course, we have to confront the injustices and the inequities and the inhumanity of slavery, these things that were foundational to the building of this nation.
It's about reclaiming what is also ours.
Yeah.
Right? We built this country, African Americans in many ways. And so when I take a melody like Wondrous Free, where it may have been written in different contexts, I'm going to write it in my context of my ancestors, my mother's line as a Black American, and reclaim it, or I should say reaffirm it.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Because in many ways, reclaiming it implies it was taken away from us, but reaffirm what that is to us. What is freedom for the Black American back then, and what is freedom for the Black American now? And so, to me, it's just an honor and a privilege to take a beautiful melody and reaffirm it in a way that fits with our narrative, because we are a part of this American history also.
Yeah, all of the untold histories, the untold stories, the imbalance of the narrative that has been told. And I think that's what I love about what you've done with this piece. It is itself, it's the same melody.
The melody's there. I didn't touch it, but it's still, I call it a reimagination,
Yes.
From my early days of writing music, one of my, biggest compositional influences is Charles Ives, who took these tunes and reimagined them in his own ways. I kept the integrity of the actual tune, but I flipped it a little bit in terms of maybe some rhythm or some harmonization, things like
Yeah.
that.
I think that Ives was so quintessentially American in the way that he was listening to all of these coexisting and sometimes contradictory sounds. Right? That is what we are. That is who we are. We're all these different sounds and stories bumping against each other all the time. And music is the perfect place to really activate that.
Yeah, the contradictions and the complications of our history.
Right. And you know that I've been traveling all around the country and engaging with folks on the ground everywhere about these core concepts of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And liberty has so many different interpretations and experiences around it. And I think that right now, to just really lock into that and to consider not only what is freedom for you and for me, but what is freedom for all of us, and how do those freedoms coexist and support each other? Because it is. I mean, it was a brave thing to attempt in 1776, and we're still working on it. And I feel like this piece now just becomes part of that story.